As 2025 came to a close, I found myself asking the question I always seem to ask at this time of year. What's actually changing? Not what we hope will change or what vendors are selling, but what operators, strategists, and CMOs are seeing in real time on the floor, in the data, and in guest behavior. Casino marketers are once again navigating an environment filled with shifting guest expectations, operational challenges, and constant pressure to deliver ROI across every department. But there's also a powerful undercurrent of opportunity, the chance to stop chasing transactions and start creating meaning. So I reached out to leaders I trust, operators, vendors, strategists, and innovators, to understand what they're seeing on the ground and where they believe the industry is headed. What emerged was a mix of bold predictions, hard-won insights, and strategic shifts that are already reshaping how we think about marketing, loyalty, and guest relationships. It was a clear picture of where the industry is moving and what it will take to keep up. And it came down to 6 trends that matter most. Welcome to Drive Time Marketing. Hi there, and welcome back to Drive Time Marketing, the show where we help casino marketers turn strategy into action and insights into impact. I'm Julia Carcamo, and in today's episode, we're going to explore 6 trends we should stay on top of. Now, the first trend is first because it's really not much of a surprise. AI is moving from buzzword to operational reality. We've spent the last 2 years talking about AI, but this is going to be the year we actually start using it. So my friend Andrew Kordick, who is also a casino marketing bootcamp coach, cuts through the hype by saying it's time to stop using AI solely for content creation and to leverage the data we have to create value for guests. This means moving beyond basic segmentation, whether they're VIP or lapsed, to predictive modeling that enables AI to analyze a player's real-time behavior, calculate their immediate risk of churning, or their potential to achieve the next loyalty tier, and trigger micro-targeted offers designed to re-engage that specific player. This isn't about chatbots or image generators. It's about using AI to get smarter about who's about to leave, who's ready to climb a tier, and what offer is going to move them before your competitors move them. Mark Bertha, who's president of Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Sacramento, sees the hospitality parallel. He said that recent tourism stats have shown that AI usage in travel planning has doubled over the past year. And even more telling is the trend that 62% of travelers prefer AI-enabled companies, which is why a majority of hospitality players, including Marriott, Airbnb, and Kayak, are investing in the AI space as part of their booking platforms. In gaming, this means AI won't just assist with understanding guests, it's going to revolutionize analytics and free up bandwidth to tackle projects that have been sitting on the wish list for years. Marketing is just the tip of the iceberg. AI is going to enhance our ability to manifest similar achievements across the entire service and amenity landscape. The gap between operators who use AI strategically and those who don't is going to be measurable by year end. Now, my second trend comes from my friend Chris Province. Every property says they care about their guests, but in 2026, the properties that are going to win will be the ones where the guests actually feel it. Chris calls this mattering, and he believes it's the one trend that's going to shape the industry this year. What we've observed, he said, in 2025 are high-performing properties focusing their efforts and programming in a way that confirms to people that they matter. This idea goes beyond relationship and strikes at how we curate experiences and create intentional moments for players and team members to connect in meaningful ways. Mark Bertha offers a simple test for leadership teams. His first question is, does each and every player and team member that walks through our doors matter to the success of the property? The typical response is a violent agreement of absolutely yes. And question 2 is, does each and every player and team member that walks through these doors know they matter to us? And this is where it falls apart. Closing the gap between the value we know our players and team members bring to our enterprise every day and them knowing how critical their perspectives and presence are to our collective success is where our work will find its highest return. This looks to be the year of pressure on wallets, employment, and from online competition. Cultivating sustainability and vibrance for brands doesn't require us to be smarter or more innovative. It calls us to be more human as we build communities of people that have a natural desire to live, work, and play around one another. If you want a quick jumpstart, think about replacing "hello, how are you" with "what kind of day are you having?" or "how can I help you today?" Trend number 3 is events are replacing mass promotions as growth engines. This has been a common theme in the last few years of Casino Marketing Bootcamp, but it came to me from my friend Andrew Cardno, who really surprised me. Not because I think it's such an outlandish idea, but because I didn't expect him to have this kind of focus. The trend is this. The centerpiece event has replaced the mass blast promotion, and it's not just a tactical shift, it's a strategic one. He says we're seeing events move from being nice-to-have marketing tactics to becoming core demand drivers. Nearly every operator is leaning into events right now. Could it be because of bootcamp? Because they work. They create urgency, extend length of stay, and increase cross-property spend, and activate customers who are otherwise hard to motivate through traditional offer mechanics. What's different this time is scale and intent. Events now fully leverage the decades-long investment of the integrated resort infrastructure, entertainment venues, food, hotels, retail, and experiential spaces, and they turn those sunk costs into measurable, repeatable revenue. This shifts marketing from transactional reinvestment toward experience-led loyalty, changing how databases are segmented, how reinvestment is allocated, and how success is measured. Andrew said, "I was shocked. We have customers where events are now considered more important than marketing free play for some areas of their business." In short, events are no longer add-ons. They're becoming the organizing principle for how modern resorts drive visitation and engagement. And as I and my fellow bootcamp coaches see it, events allow us to create experiences our most valuable guests want to attend and return for. Additionally, these memory-making moments become the stories those guests want to share. Trend number 4 is that value-driven marketing is making a comeback. Guests are calculating how far their wallet stretches before they ever walk through our doors. And if the math doesn't work, they're not coming. Luigi Mastropietro from Every, who is also a Casino Marketing Bootcamp coach, sees this playing out in real time. He says this year casino marketers must confront the rising tide of consumer skepticism around perceived value. With the economy putting pressure on disposable income and guests feeling nickel and dime from $16 water bottles to bloated resort fees, affordability is becoming a critical decision driver. Consumers are bargain hunting more than ever, and they're doing it digitally before they arrive. As an example, Las Vegas locals are responding to aggressive value campaigns like $1 beers, $3 shots, and $1.50 shrimp cocktails. Those price points, strategically promoted on digital billboards and property signage, communicate value before the experience ever begins. And for regional operators, the lesson is clear. Value marketing isn't just a Vegas play. While you might not be charging $16 a bottle for water, your guests are calculating. And this shift demands that we re-examine our pricing, our offers, and the experience to cost ratio across the board. It's not just about the floor anymore. It's about delivering perceived value from every angle. In an era of economic uncertainty, operators who telegraph affordability and deliver on it will gain ground. After the break, I'm going to walk through our last 2 trends and some predictions. We are getting ready for Casino Marketing Bootcamp. We are back in New Orleans for our signature event, March 16th through the 18th. This is the 360 view of marketing. It's hands-on, it's interactive, and you will return back to your property with a plan that you can put in place. I want you to join us, so click the link in the show notes. There's a link in the show notes for more information. Welcome back. So our 5th trend is about the VIP experience and how it's going to separate winners from losers. The gaming landscape is more crowded than ever. There's new casinos, growing online sports betting markets, sweepstakes casinos in some cases, online futures betting in a lot of cases, and continued economic uncertainty and mixed messages from government, and you now have a perfect storm of competition and constraint. Cache Creek VP of Marketing John Meacham sees the strategic response clearly. He says the guest experience, especially for VIP customers, will continue to be the differentiator between growth and decline. And these customers will be less affected by uncertainty and affordability issues and will support those businesses who cater to their wants. In other words, when the market gets noisy and wallets get tighter, the properties that win will be the ones that make their high-worth players feel indispensable. Mass market may contract, but VIP loyalty, when done correctly, compounds. And our 6th trend is that the physical is beating digital in this trust economy. In a world of deep fakes, bots, and algorithmic noise, tangible trust signals are making a comeback. Marketing Millennials founder Daniel Murray frames it perfectly. He says high-end print, physical mail, and dark social, meaning private Slack or Discord groups, are the new premium. And in a world of digital deepfakes, if I can touch it or it's recommended in a private group, I trust it. Digital is easy to fake. Physical materials and private recommendations still carry weight. This has massive implications for casino marketing. While everyone else doubles down on paid social and programmatic display, smart operators are quietly winning with direct mail, radio, outdoor. Channels their competitors have long abandoned. It's not nostalgia, it's strategy. When your high-worth boomer guest gets a beautifully designed mailer with a personal note from their host, it is going to cut through the clutter in a way that 10 Facebook ads never will. Now I want to pause here because two contributors brought up content, but in very different meanings, and both I think are critical. Chris Province reframes what content actually is in a casino context. He says the success of a brand is determined by the speed at which they can develop content. And in our world, content isn't the stuff we put out on social media. Our content is about the programs we build that allow players to experience the essence of our brand. And the speed at which they can create meaningful content forges the connectedness of our player, team member, and brand ecosystem. In other words, your content is what you do, the events, the programs, and experiences that embody your brand, not what you post about. Daniel also emphasizes the brand as not being a department. Brand isn't design team's job, it's everyone's job. Your customer support team is brand, your product team is brand, your sales team is brand. Every touch point shapes how people perceive you. And when you treat brand as something only marketing owns, you get inconsistent experiences that are going to erode trust. John Liebel sees content as authentic connection and rewarding permission. He says this is going to be the year that content dictates marketing wins and successes. It's time to be real, it's time to be authentic, and time to make a connection you have with your customers less transactional and more transparent. He says your followers have given you the greatest gift they can possibly give you, permission. Permission to be marketed to, permission to be kept in the loop, and an express interest in what you have to say. So he says we should reward them with more than just an offer or event announcement. We should reward them with content. John also says a lot of marketers are pretty damn proud of themselves when it comes to great content or great media buy, but it's long past time to put that same energy into story and people who can elevate our outreach. Content is king, so you need to look beyond the viral moments and social media trends that blow up for 72 hours and vanish. Still, you should absolutely be a part of that, but lead with content. Put as much emphasis, effort, and budget into the people, processes, and planning that creates the customer experience. Your audience wants that connection, and it will only enhance the effectiveness of what external marketing is going to do. Both are right. You need great programs and great storytelling about these programs. One with the other is incomplete. Now, at the end of the year, I was honored to be a part of Chalkline's recent Top 10 Gaming Industry Highlights and 3 Fearless Predictions for 2026 webinar. And it surfaced a few other signals that I think might be worth watching. One is that mobile loyalty is finally happening. Operators are beginning to shift away from card reprints toward digital player cards and app-based enrollment. The loyalty experience of 2026 starts in the guest's hand. And Aristocrat's Daniel Shaver predicts that 2026 is going to be the year that gaming turns around and starts transitioning to a digital player card. Dan Kostelski, CEO of Chalkline Sports and another bootcamp coach, emphasizes that mobile isn't just a convenience, it's a strategic necessity. He says guests want seamless experiences that move them, whether it's rewards, offers, or sports picks. And mobile is where that happens. Chalkline's work, for instance, in bridging marketing and mobile activation shows how operators can increase acquisition and loyalty simultaneously through pre-arrival engagement and app-based interaction. The last signal I want to share from that webinar is that tribal operators are leading digital innovation. From Class 2 mobile on-premise to unified wallets, tribal gaming is poised to leap ahead and compel the rest of the industry to catch up. Nicole Scott noted that a tribal operator is going to build on-premise and create a true omni-channel experience, including a single wallet, unified loyalty, and seamless integration of retail and digital play. So the time has come for my fearless predictions. And building on what I'm hearing from the field, here's where I'm placing my bets for this year. One is that operators will shift reinvestment from mass to meaningful. Operators still pour massive budgets into one-size-fits-all promotions with diminishing returns. And the bold move for this year is going to be pulling back from frequency-driven mass offers and doubling down on highly personalized, delightful moments that can't be commoditized. Smart operators will invest more reinvestment budget on their personalized experiences like birthday weekends, tier climber exclusive, and host-led magic times, rather than blanket free play. The payoff is going to be stronger emotional loyalty from mid to high worth players who are looking for recognition, not just rewards. Mass promotions are no longer enough. Casino marketers are moving away from quantity-based reinvestment models toward intentional, memorable experiences, especially for hosted and high worth players. My second prediction is going to be that loyalty evolves from earn and burn to emotional value. The earn and burn model has been the backbone of casino loyalty for decades. Walking away from it, or even just reimagining it, requires courage and alignment across the organization. I think this year casino loyalty is no longer going to be defined by points and tiers alone. Today's customers expect programs that go beyond transactional rewards. They want recognition, they want relevance and resonance. Smart marketers are moving away from bloated earn and burn systems and exploring how experience-based loyalty can drive deeper engagement. Whether that's personalized room offers for mid-worth guests, flexible reward choices, or surprise and delight moments for hosted players, the future is about building emotional equity, not just comps. Players want to feel known and valued, and loyalty this year will mean personalized experiences that can't be replicated elsewhere. My third prediction, and maybe my favorite, is going to be that brand clarity becomes a competitive necessity. In an industry where most properties have similar offerings, clarifying who you are and why you matter requires introspection, alignment, and the courage to say no to what doesn't fit. My take is that as market noise grows louder and customers become more selective with entertainment spend, casinos have to answer, why us? 2026 will reward operators who dig into their brand ladder and clarify their unique brand promise. That means developing a clear voice, aligning messaging across departments, and delivering on it consistently, from those mass promotions to VIP events. This is not about rebranding. It's about getting teams aligned around a meaningful purpose. As Chris Province puts it, casinos that create mattering for both guests and team members will outperform in 2026. Internal clarity powers consistent decision-making, smarter promotions, and more focused storytelling. The most successful marketers will be those who reevaluate their positioning to stay relevant with today's evolving casino customer. Now, I wouldn't be a New Orleans girl without a little lagniappe. So I do have a lagniappe prediction, and that is traditional media will outperform digital for key segments. So many marketers have walked away from print, broadcast, and even billboards in favor of digital first and often digital-only strategies. But what if the real opportunity lies in rebalancing the mix and putting traditional media back into play? Is that smarter? I think so. Regional casinos can't always outspend the competition digitally, but they can dominate traditional channels when competitors have abandoned them. Tightly targeted direct mail, OTT, and radio, especially when paired with personalization, is going to make a strong comeback among boomers and high-frequency, high-worth guests who are underwhelmed by email and SMS. My boldest call is smartly segmented, creatively executed direct mail is going to outperform paid social in ROAS for boomers and high-worth players and lapsed segments. It may not be flashy, but it's trusted, measurable, and tangible. And in a noisy world, tangible matters. So which of these trends are you already seeing? Which ones will require courage, alignment, or budget to lean into? 2026 is already shaping up to be the year where operators who commit to meaning over mass, experience over transaction, and clarity over noise will build the kind of loyalty that compounds. The leaders I spoke with aren't guessing. They're already making moves. The question is, will you be leading this shift or catching up to it? Thanks for joining me on this week's edition of Drive Time Marketing.